Shankari?
Yes, sir.
Uh, okay, we can start, ma.
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, audible, ma.
Okay, sir. Greetings from the Institution of Engineers, India, Salem Local Center, IEI SLC. The Institution of Engineers, Salem Local Center is excited to celebrate its 30th anniversary milestone. As a part of the IEI SLC 30th anniversary, we are organizing an Engineers Talk, a weekly online lecture series. Today, a special lecture is arranged under the aegis of CPDB in association with Department of Information Technology, Sono College of Technology, on the topic ensuring data privacy with AI, an innovative approach to PII detection and anonymization. During this webinar, experts in the fields will share valuable insights and experiences related to their engineering discipline. Attendees can expect to gain knowledge about innovative solutions, best practices, and the latest advancement in sustainable engineering. It's a great opportunity for engaging conversations, idea exchange, and inspiring collective efforts towards a greener and more sustainable future. Now, I would like to invite Dr. K. Tangaraj, FIE, Chairman, IEI SLC, and National Council Member, IEI, to address the gathering.
Yeah, thank you, Shankari.
Yes.
Um, our beloved guest and keynote speaker of the day, Engineer L.R. Soumya. Our beloved Honorary Secretary, Dr. C. Dhamani ma'am. Engineer Samuel sir, Samida sir, Engineer Sanmugam sir, my own colleague Shanmuraja sir, distinguished committee members, both Tamil Nadu State Center and Salem, members of IEI, friends, esteemed colleagues, participants, and our IEI staff, Engineer T. Thiagu. Good evening and a warm welcome to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to this special session of the Engineers Talk series, organized to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the IEA Salem Local Center, as Sankari mentioned. This is a significant milestone in our journey, reflecting 3 decades of dedication, commitment, and continuous contribution to the engineering community. Today's event is made even more special by the presence of our esteemed guest of honor and a keynote speaker and my own student engineer Soumya Illar. We are privileged to have her with us today to share her expertise on a very relevant and timely topic, ensuring data privacy with AI, an innovative approach to P2 detection and anonymization. With the growing importance of data privacy in today's digital age, this topic holds great significance for all of us, especially for budding engineers and professionals involved in technology and innovation. I would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the Sona College of Technology Management, Principal Head of Department of IT, for their support in making this event possible. Their collaboration has been instrumental in our efforts to provide a platform for knowledge sharing and professional development. With this, I also extend our invitation to all the colleges to have such a collaboration with our IES Serum Local Center in the future events also. To all the participants who have joined us online, your presence is a testament to your commitment to learning and growing. It is your enthusiasm and eagerness to engage that inspire us to organize such events. As we proceed with the evening, I am confident that we will all gain valuable insights and practical knowledge that will enrich our understanding and drive us towards greater innovation. At this juncture, I also thank our engineers talk team members, Dr. R. Satish Kumar sir, Dr. A. Kumarvel sir, Engineer K. Selvam sir, Engineer N. Argam sir, and also the coordinators for the event, Dr. P. Shanmugaraja sir, Dr. P. Engineer sir, Dr. J. Jabayamlin ma'am, and Engineer J. L. Understudying for their support. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to everyone present. Let us make this event a memorable and enriching experience. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Shanmugaraja, ME, PhD, Associate Professor, IT, Sono College of Technology, Salem, for the introduction of the chief guest.
Good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. So it's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest and keynote speaker of this session, Engineer Soumya LR. I am also very proud and happy to say that she is our alumnus and a very active and topper during her college days in our department. So Soumya is currently working as a lead engineer in Sahaj AI Chennai. Uh, she is an experienced software engineer with a strong background in software development. She has around 7 years of expertise in the field and 2 years of specialized experience in AI and ML. She is also an expert in product architecture, full scale product revamps, and testing automation. She is passionate about AI, ML innovation and a strong advocate for DevOps practices with hands on experience in cloud platforms and open source contribution. So, once again, I am very proud to introduce you, Soumya, for this session. I now invite you to take over this session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Tangraj sir. Thank you, Shanmugara sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really an immense pleasure to talk about AI techniques in our in the own ground where I have been brought up. Yeah, I will just share the screen. I hope the slides are visible.
Yeah, visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much, and it was nice introduction, Shankari, and everyone who are actively participating in this. And it's really a great honor for me to present this at this that on the 30th anniversary of IEI SLC. So yes, as people have introduced me, that I am Soumya LR, working as a lead engineer at Sahaj AI. Just a short intro about myself. I'm by profession, I'm a software engineer and a full-time mom, and I love to write a lot of Medium blogs and then a lot of articles in many of the technical platforms. And I have started doing mentorship online in ADP platform, in that to ADP list as well as in Spacey, where we can find many mentors. They will be doing their mentorship. So everyone will be wondering that why do we need to consider about data privacy and then data protection? You will be having, tell me why it is important. That's the first concern by seeing the topic of this talk itself. So nowadays, wherever we go, we are generating data by known or by unknown. Just for an example, if we are going to attend a seminar or some conference talk, we are providing our details like email ID and then phone number. Phone number can be an optional one, your name and many other things. So we have, as a user of a system or user of an application, we trust that application that yes, they are going to secure our data. Be it my email ID, be it my name, or be it my CIBIL score, or be it anything. My PAN number, my Aadhaar number, many things are nowadays, it is not something like a hard copy. Everything has been transformed into soft copy. That is the digital world. Just a a photocopy of your Aadhaar number, or it can be a link, or it can be anything actually have a person's unique identifier. So we all know what's unique identifier. Something, it can be an Aadhaar number, it can be your email ID, or it can be your phone number. So all these things are coming under as data. So what's the need for this data privacy? Think of an application that collects all these information, like your personally identifiable information, Aadhaar number, PAN number, your bank account number, your phone number, it can be anything. What happens if any breach happens to the database if the application is not properly secure? So people, it's something like the importance of data privacy is increase in the generation of PII data, that is personally identifiable information. And then increased risk of data breaches and then cyber threats. Nowadays, we can see there are a lot of cyber threats and data breaches happening due to a lot of hackers as well as crackers. And then why do we, as a software engineer, why I should consider the importance of data privacy? We should get the trust and reputation from our users, that is the user base. How can we increase our user base? We should gain trust and then their reputation, or else it may not be as simple as possible to gain the user base and then to grow in this competitive market. So people might be considering that we have the app has to be unique, it has to be scalable, it has to be it should do in the optimization and then lot of performance, many other things will be considered. But this data privacy comes at the bottom of the stack. But due to the increase in generation of PII data, this importance of data privacy has come to the top of the stack. We can see there are lot of application nowadays, right? The major requirement to build an app has been the first important requirement is it should accompany or it should be in compliance of data privacy act. So in order to make all these things to happen, there are a lot of regulatory environments. That is, we can think of how this government or how this data privacy can be viewed in three perspectives. One, as a user, and the second one as an organization. You can think of it as a software or hardware, any kind of organization. And the third one is the government, that is the government of that region, be it Europe, be it India, be it US. So this data privacy comes under these three perspectives. As a user, I give my data with a complete trust that this organization is governing with all the data privacy policies. As an organization, I should develop an app. As a software engineer, I should develop an app with the conscious in my mind that the data which people are submitting to this app should be accompanied with lot of regulatory policies. As a government, so when it comes to as a government bodies, so let us take India as an example. India will be having lot of organizations with it, be it a profit or non-profit or private or public sector. So there are multiple organizations running under one region, that is one government, that is India. What happens when a data is moving, because nowadays cloud becomes an easier term for many of these apps to get generated. What happens if my data is sitting in some other server? I have to protect many other things, because my data should not go beyond this region. And even if it resides in some other region, it should be in a secured way. So there are a lot of regulations have been applied for all the apps that have started, that have newly been generated, and for the existing ones. We can take the best example, that is the GDPR, Europeans regulatory policy, which is something like you can't break it. If you are working with any of your European clients or European customer base, the first thing they want to make sure is this app accompanying or compliant with GDPR policies? So the GDPR policies are mainly highlighting the fact of data privacy. There are many more things that are coming under in those policies, which can be an important or interesting topic. So please go through that. We can discuss that in the end of the questionnaires. Yes. So the importance of data privacy is we have to secure the user's data as in the perspective of a user, as an organization view, as well as a regulatory environment. So do you guys know that even India has some of the regulatory policies that is called as DPDP? It is similar to GDPR, but it is not that much strict. Yeah, we can discuss all those regulatory policies at the end. And so we are saying that how we can develop an app that can have all these things. So the traditional way of securing all these things from the ancient period, if we can say, means everyone will be assuming a Google form or some HTML forms. So there we will be saying that, okay, let's take an example and then we can go through it. I have started a seminar, and that it's a kind of meetup. People can come and then share their views on any topics, any technical topics. but I want to make sure how many people are going to register for this meetup. So we will be having a Google form. Let's assume a simple form. Google form, it will be having a name and then email ID and then whether they will be making up to the event or not, just a Boolean. So now we can say that this form has two important PII data. One is your name and then the second one is your email ID. So do you think that this is something we have to make sure that it has to be secured? Yes, there are a lot of problems that can happen if it is not secured or if it is not identified as PII data. There are many things that we will be thinking that this data privacy is mainly concerned with this PII data. PII is nothing but personally identifiable information. If I have anyone's email ID, yes, I can uniquely identify that person. So here this identification is nothing but among this entities, I can identify, yes, Soumya is having this email ID. So I can send some of the spam messages and I can flood her inbox with all those spam messages. So this email ID is considered as a PII data. So how people used to do all these things in the traditional way, there are some heuristic rules. That is, if my email ID is something like some regex pattern at and then some domain name .com, yes, it will be coming under email ID. Or we can have another approach. This form itself is giving the meaningful name as it is an email ID, right? So why can't I make this as a PII? Think of a solution, think of a case. What happens? Your meetup goes well, and in the next time you want to do some of the analysis over from which organization or from which field these people are coming out. So you will keep on adding more forms or attributes to this form itself, like which organization, whether they are a student or they are a profession or what kind of organization they are working on, what's their organization name. And if the meetup goes well, we will be asking further their phone number to make sure. See, we have, if the limit of the seat goes beyond, we have to send some of the urgent messages at the last minute saying, hey, sorry, the seat has been filled up, so we can make you arrangements for the next sit up. Like so there are a lot of PII data are collected in a known or unknown form. What happens is the things which we are storing in our system that should be capable of identifying all these fields as a PII data, or else it turns the organization to make a lot of losses. If we are not following any of these regulatory policies, right, we have to pay 10 times of our profit to the government if any of our data has been breached. So think of worst case. If any of the that is a DPOs found out that, hey, this organization is not maintaining data privacy rules and other things, then that organization is caught up and that's it. Close the company and then we can go on. Okay, so there is a traditional approach. Why should we move on to this AI? So this traditional approach is having some of the hiccups, like it may not be flexible. What happens if any of the new patterns, like your US phone number is given there, but it is not being captured properly with this heuristic approach? So we are going to introduce AI and then ML into this PII detection flow. So how we are going to see an SDK that is called as Presidio. So this Presidio has been developed by Microsoft and it is an open source SDK which mainly works for this data detection, that is PII data detection. So Presidio is simply called as an SDK for identification and de-identification of PII data in any form of input, be it a text, be it an image, be it a PDF, or be it an unstructured data. Yes, it can able to work on all those types of data and it can able to predict all these PII data perfectly. So this is an AIML SDK. So how it actually works means, let's take this input. Hi, my name is David and my number is 212. So this GIF will be coming here, right? So this is the name. So the first regex will be working on. It found out that yes, there is a number. And then next comes this That is an ML model that detects whether any entities are there or not. That is now, it can be a person name, it can be a location, it can be organization name. There are a lot of entities that are that can be captured by a NER model. So in this, you can see number, this, that is my number 212 that has been identified as a phone number by this regex pattern, and this David has been identified as a name by this NER model, and there are something called as checksum patterns. So this next thing is this checksum. I hope everyone knows that what's meant by checksum. To check whether the pattern is a valid pattern, I can give any random number as a credit, as my credit card number. But do you think that do you think that we want to capture all those things? There are certain validation that even after even after if something, a number that has been identified as a credit card number, it should adhere certain validation. So for that, there are certain checksums will be done. There are a lot of checksums. We can go through one by one in the later slides. And then the next one is the context words. Context words are nothing but my name, my number, just reading through the sentence from left to right. So once all those entities are identified, we have to anonymize it in this form. There are a lot of anonymization techniques. So here, if you see means, you can see here the name and then the number has been identified as PII, and the anonymization technique in the next line, it will be showing us, hi, my name is person and my number is phone number. It has identified the PII data in the given input as well as it has anonymized it. So all these things are just done by a simple SDK by using AIML techniques. So we have seen something called as NER models in the previous slide. So you can see here, NER, that is an ML model. What is meant by NER? NER is nothing but named entity recognition models. These models are nothing but machine learning models which are used in NLPs. NLPs are nothing but natural language processing to identify different types of entities. So what's mean by entities? Going back to our school, we all know what's mean by noun. So noun means something that identifies it's something, what's a noun? So entities are actually equal to nouns. So these NER models are mainly used for these tasks for identifying different types of entities. So just I can give you some of the examples. What are the types of entities? It can be a person name, it can be a location, that is, it can be a location of a particular city or any other thing, or it can be a date time, or it can be your organization name, it can be a phone number, email number. So there are many things accompanied within these entities. Okay. Any questions here? I'm going too fast. Is it okay, guys?
Yes, Soumya, you can proceed.
Okay. So these NER models are working for NLP to identify different types of entities. How it actually works means there are two steps in this two steps. So the first step, it has to identify the entity and then it has to put that identified entity in one of the classification. So we can take this example. Barack Obama was born in Honolulu on August 4, 1961. If a NER model goes through this text, this can easily identify Barack Obama as a person, Honolulu as a location, and then August 4, 1961 as a date. So first it identified the key entities Barack Obama, Honolulu, and then August 4, 1961. So entity identification is done. And then the next one is classification. It gives a detailed analysis about what is Barack Obama, as well as what is Honolulu, as well as what is August 4, 1961. So a NER model is nothing but an ML model that is used in NLP to identify different types of entities. So this procedure uses this ML model, that is the NER model, to make all these things practicably feasible as well as scalable one from our heuristic approach. So you can see the difference how the heuristic approach fails on certain steps, but how this NER models, that is this ML models, are overcoming and then give some of the flexibility as well as scalability for the future scopes also. So this Presidio actually how it works means it makes the identification and then anonymization part in 2 steps. So the first will be always text identification. So this text identification is done by a component called as Presidio analyzer. So this this flow, right? This is until this context words. All these things are comprised within this text identification. That is the Presidio analyzer. So this PI analyzer will have all these 4 components, and it also provides lot of customization. We can use our own regex if any new entity pattern we have to identify, and also some of the custom patterns, custom checksums. Even we can train our own NER model and then we can inject it into this. By default, Presidio uses Spacey as its default NER model. So once all these text has been identified, you can see here, my name is Eric. The detected PA is person because Eric is the person, and it will be having a start and end of the person entity. So this analysis will be given to the anonymizer. So what's anonymizer? We all seen here that it has been, this David has been replaced with person, and then his number has been replaced as a phone number. So these are all the anonymization techniques. There are different anonymization techniques actually available within this Presidio itself. So this Presidio anonymizer, what it will be doing is, once this detected PA analysis has been given as input to this anonymizer, we can choose which kind of anonymization can be done for that input. We can go with this redact. So when redact is nothing but completely remove the PA from the given input, or hash, or we can hash means nothing but take irreversible hash of the person, that is here Eric is identified as a person, right? There are certain algorithms. If we use those algorithms, we can take an irreversible hash. So it will be a kind of some you can think of UUIDs, but it is not a proper UUID. Why I am telling it is a UUID means it will be having a lot of random characters within itself. But we can't reverse it to find what's going to be the exact original value. So we can use hashing or replacing with a detected entity, whether it is a person, whether it is a number, or many other things. We can also go one step further to have encryption also. If we provide our encryption key and then all those algorithms, it will actually use all those anonymization techniques, and it will, you can see a variety of anonymization techniques in that. So any question as of now? Am I audible?
It's audible, Soumya. You can proceed.
Okay. Is my screen visible? I am unable to share the screen.
No, not your screen is not visible.
Yeah, visible.
Yeah, just now it's visible.
Okay. So there are a lot of nerve. So the most beautiful thing in using this analyzer and then anonymize it, right? Choose the nerve model wisely and then choose the anonymization technique wisely. So as an open source project, I have started a project, and in that project, I just started with the aim of making it to be available to everyone so that people can make use of that. So the first part while designing this product was the NER model has to be identified wisely. There are a lot of NER models available in the market. So just I made an evaluation across the first most widely used things. One is called FLAG, and the other one is NLTK, and the other one is SPACY. Just made an evaluation of all these three models with the NNL, that is the standard CONNL NLL data set, and then found out that the result is something like interesting. In all these things, I could pick that FLAG came up as the best thing because it had the high precision rate as well as the recall as well as the F1 score. So these are all some of the evaluation metrics that will be used while we are evaluating any models if we want to use it for a purpose. So I have started working on something called as developing an that is an SDK that can be built on top of this procedure. So this has been done, and now this part, right, this AI powered PAA detection, it has been integrated with IBM's data prep kit. It is a tool that is mainly used for pre-processing a lot of data, that is unstructured as well as structured data, so that an ML enthusiast can use this process data for their LLM modeling techniques. So this IBM data prep kit is nothing but so can you guys see my another screen?
Yes.
GitHub? Yeah. So this is something like a framework for data preparation for LLM app developers, and it is done by IBM. So just had a thought about this and then made a transform for this. So transform is nothing but one of the pipeline in data processing steps. So whatever things I have explained in this previous slide, right? NER and all these things that have been built as a package, and now it is available. And now it is available in IBM's data prep kit. So if any of the people who wants to work on some of the LLM app that is data pre-processing or many other things in order to avoid all these PAA detection and other things, yes, people can make use of it. So the first concern with people on why data for LLM, that is a model that actually deals with LLM, has to be clear with this PAA detection and other things. Yes, there are. It's of ethical manner that we should not keep any of the user identity or any of the PA identity while doing a model training. In order to think of a data set that is having TBs or petabytes or many other things. Is it possible to do an Excel filtration and then remove all those things for doing a training or a pre-processing technique for an LLM app developers? That is not the case. So people have started working on a lot of tools, and then transforms have started to develop on top of that. So this transform, right, PA annotator and then redactor, this actually works on the part of redacting as well as replacing all the PA data within a unstructured code or unstructured text. It can be an unstructured or it can be structured, any other things. And as a part of next step, I have started to grow it as a microservice so that people can start running up or spinning up within their organization, and they can use this as a microservice and which can work on identifying and then de-identifying PA data within their application itself. And then the next one is interface extension. This app, right? So this is an open source thing, and people can start or contribute for all these things. There are a lot of issues and many other things are there. Issues means nothing but a feature. In GitHub, issues are nothing but features. So don't get confused with issues means it's a bug or something. There are a lot of features that will be upcoming with this. So people can take up initiatives and they can start to contribute on this. it mostly involves a lot of technical and AML features that needs to be incorporated with this. And then the next one, as we have seen that it is something like integrating with other services. As I have said that one part is choose wisely your ML model, and the second part is choose wisely your anonymization techniques. So this procedure gives us a lot of customization and then flexibility to integrate with external services. So there is something called as HashiCorp Vault, which is nothing but if you guys know what's mean by HashiCorp Vault is nothing but which is it can be used as a vault. Vault means nothing but an unbreakable thing. It can be used for your secret management. It can be used for many other things, by encryption as a service, which is provided as a free service by HashiCorp Vault. So this HashiCorp Vault, right? These are providing a service called as encryption as a service. Whatever things we are giving them as input, they will give an encrypted text for us. That is the ciphertext, and we can make sure that the cipher exists within our system itself. If we want to give the original content back to the customer, yes, we can give the same encrypted text to HashiCorp Vault. It will decrypt, and then we can give it safely without any of threats, because it uses like a TLS and many other things for security concerns are working around within this HashiCorp Vault itself. So this anonymization is something like we are working on for this. And best practices for software engineers, it is an important one. So we have to incorporate data privacy by design itself. So how we will be people will be working on is we have to think of how this product will be scalable, what's going to be the architecture, and what's going to be the pattern. Many other things we will be thinking of as the first step. But we should incorporate data privacy also by design as the first point. And then we should also include this into a software development cycle, be it agile, be it scrum, or be it a waterfall model, or whatever be it. We have to include this as one of the steps into our software development cycle. And then the next thing is regular audits and then monitoring. If we are developing any software that includes this PII data or any user related data, we have to do some of the audit. That is, what is collected, when it has been collected, who made the change, or who gave that request. All these things have to be stored within our system itself. And then we should also use all the tools and techniques that are required for monitoring this data privacy. And the most important thing is we should educate the team as well as the stakeholders with whom we are working on. Educating the team is an important thing. We should tell our colleague or our peer to say, hey guy, yes, we should have some of the strategies for training as well as awareness for creating this data privacy within this app or within this organization itself. Because if one data has been handled in a wrong way, it can make the organization to lose their reputation, as well as they have to face lots of loss in their profits, and it can damage their reputation. And one most important thing is we have to educate our stakeholders also. So stakeholders will be most considered about the users, but they may not able to think about what's actually PII data and what's the data privacy and other things. I have worked with a lot of people. When I came across all these things, hey man, why this is not included? The most simplest answer which I have received till now is it that much important? Yes, ma'am. If it is not secured, or if it is not properly engaged, that's it. We are closed. So it's also not about something like there is a law or something. We should also follow some of the conscious as well as something that awareness that yes, we are handling another person's data, and that should not be mishandled in any other way. We should not give any opportunity for a hacker or a cracker to say that yes, this is something we can crack this entire organization. Yes. Any questions? Or am I too fast, or anything that needs some more elaboration?
Soumya, this is Tangaraj.
Yes, sir.
Is there any actually opportunities available for the researchers and for the students, ma?
Yes, sir. So I have shared the GitHub repo links also here. So there are a lot of opportunities for students to actually pick up on a lot of features that are still more available in all these two things. So I would have given I will just, so I hope my screen is actually visible, right?
Yeah, visible, ma.
Yes, yes. So this is something like, this is an open source for this is something like for open source contribution. Yes, students are most welcome as well as the professionals, and this is something like the one which I'm actually working upon. If people are interested, yes, they can start working on all these things. You can see there will be a lot of issues available in this itself, so people can start working on, and they can start their contribution as well as they can do a lot of research around this itself. There are a lot of opportunities for research work in this. So if people have started to pick up on all these things, they can learn a lot of DevOps as well as AML techniques. There are a lot of chances, but it's of self-interest. People have to move on, and then they have to say, yes, I have to work, and then I have to learn many other things. Yes, there are a lot of people available here, and they can help you and they can guide you. And it is not something like you are the only person sailing in the sea or sailing in the ship. Yes, there are lot more people in this community. They are actively participating, and they are actively involving in all these things. And this is a great opportunity to make your portfolio shine differently from others. You can think of this as an opportunity to stand outside from other profiles in a placement interview, or it can be something like if you are going for off campus, you can have that optimistic manner and say, yes, guy, yes, I have done this, I know this because I have done all these things. So it gives you a lot of confidence within yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Soumya.
Yes, yeah, and this is just thank you all. And these are just if you have any questions regarding this AAML or any of the DevOps techniques, you can contact me in any of these platforms. I'm happy to work with you all, guys. And it's really an immense pleasure for me, sir. I will share this slide with Tangaraj sir, so that people can also go through, because it has a lot of valuable links within it, so that people can also go through it, and they can also start their work, start their contribution and other things.
Soumya, this is Shanmugaraja,
Yes, sir.
and we have many third year students attending this meeting. Can you give them some guidance for getting placed in the companies, because they are in the third year? So, what kind of technologies they have to study, or what kind of stuffs they have to enhance themselves to get placed in the companies?
Yeah, sure. So I hope most probably everyone will be looking for product base. Yes, getting a product base is it's really a good start, and make yourself confident that if we couldn't get this, yes, there is something next that will be coming upon. And I hope everyone would have gone through the recession of the IT industry in the last year. So many layoffs and many other things have gone through, but now the market has changing up, and you can see, right, there are a lot of openings, and the market is actually mainly looking for a lot of data scientists, ML engineers, and there are a lot of stats available. I can share all those things with you also, sir. But do you think that you can ask many people can ask me, see, I'm from college, how can you expect me to have all those expertise at the first level itself? people who are actually doing interview, for example, in my company itself, in my organization itself, what we will be actually looking upon is it's not about how strong you are in a particular skill. That is, it can be Python or it can be a Java, or it is something Docker, Kubernetes, something. It's not that is, it is not what if I am the interviewer, and if I am interviewing someone from my fourth year, means what I will be looking upon is how efficiently you can solve the problem. So if I'm giving a triplet some problem or something, a different problem, I really don't want the exact answer what that is in the lead code. I don't want, because I know that and I can able to solve it, but I just want to know how properly you can visualize the problem, how you can break down the problem into simpler chunks, and how beautifully you can evolve around the problem, and you can make the code which you are writing into a scalable one. So first thing is how efficient a person is actually in solving the problem, and the second one is how clean we are writing the code. That's really an important matter that people have started looking upon even for freshers. So what's mean by clean code? Don't keep variable names as A, B, C. And then don't write, we should not write everything inside the main function itself or main method itself. It has to have some of the reusable methods, reusable functionalities, and all those things, and how properly all these things are connected. People are not expecting a high level hierarchies or how class inheritance have been followed up, but what's the basic clean code we should have? For example, if something is actually calculating account, that is interest amount, means it should not be something like I. It should have some proper name, interest, because because why people are actually thinking of clean code at the first place itself means, today a person is actually working on this product in this organization, he might leave and he can be replaced with some other one, but the training as well as the time that have been spent for that person to make him capable of working in that, means that is going to be immense amount of time, and then lot of resources will be utilized on that. So in other time, if I see something like int a is equal to x plus y, really as a person, it will be really a horrified manner for me to say this is not a good code itself. At the first place itself, it will be rejected. So the first one is problem solving, and then the second is always try to follow clean code techniques. There are a lot of books available in the as an open source thing itself. You can go through that. Clean code techniques is a main thing, and then the next one is be strong in your OS, that is the operating system. And everyone will be, I hope everyone should know the basics of data structures and then algorithms, but people tend to fail at operating system concept. Is it something an important one, do you guys think? You will be people will be asking. Yes, it is actually important. I can tell you an example which has been recently passed in my in our in my organization itself. We are actually doing a data migration, and it is something huge amount of data, and the guy who started writing that was, it was something, the data migration has to run efficiently, because it is migrating terabytes of data. We can't sit and wait for 1 week. It has to be done within a second. Okay, so the person should be capable of knowing lot of techniques, like what if multi-processing or multi-threading is used here, how actually multi-processing and multi-threading can efficiently make this single loop into an efficient way, so that the terabytes of data can be migrated within 1 second. I'm just giving an example. So what happened, right? That that person was using multi-threading, and he forgot about all those conflicts that can happen after, if something has been deadlock, if a deadlock happens, or what happens if it is a multi-processing or some other thing. I don't want to explain the entire issue. So what happens, a basic OS knowledge is really important. Multi-processing, multi-threading, deadlock, how all these things have to be resolved. what has to be taken care if conflicts happen. And then the next one is networking. Yeah, this is somewhat people are actually expecting to know for DevOps techniques. So you should know how to use TCP, UDP, and then how all the data are transferred from one network to another. All these things are important. I can give you one practical example why this is actually important. We were actually working on with one of our cloud organization, and we faced one of the network issue. Actually, we got an issue that happened because of this protocols which we have followed that went wrong. But we were first actually started to look upon all the application level logs. It was a really, it was all 200. We couldn't find any of those issues. But finally what happened, it didn't crack any of, or it didn't flash in any of our minds. Why can't we take the TCP track and then we can see? So it requires that much level of expertise in the networking protocols and other things. Now we will be studying about, yes, there is a round robin technique, yes, there are a lot of things that will be transferring from this to this. Nothing will be making sense at the time now. But when you have a theory level of understanding of why it is actually done and why this TCP is working like this, why it is actually why post is actually using this, that is post request is using this time, this much amount of time, and get is faster. If you go and see the networking concepts, you can get why post is fast, why put is faster than that, why get is faster than that. So for all these things, you should know networking concepts. RESTful APIs are actually depending upon internally, it actually depends on all these things. Right now, it may not make sense for any of us. Why am I reading all these things? If you go on, I can give you another example for networking. When you work with Docker and then Kubernetes, you should be a network expert in all these things. You should know on which route it has to go through, or on which network it is actually residing on. There are a lot of techniques that needs this networking concepts. I'm just giving a rough examples, a fair scenario on where people will be lagging on why this has to be why this has to be studied and why this has to be missed. Because it's not an exam like, yes, I can skip this chapter, I can go for the next, but it is interview, and this is going to be all real-time examples where we can't skip anything. So the first one is problem solving. So this problem solving, I hope data structure and then algorithms will be mostly covered. Clean code is a mandatory. Please make it a star, 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 star. And then the next one is operating system concepts. You have to make sure why multi-processing is used, why multi-threading is used, when it has to be used, why it should not be used in particular. Always, whenever you're studying a topic, please ask yourself what is, why is, when it should be used, how it is working, where it has to be used. So ask yourself by asking all these questions. And then the next one is networking. Yes, so these are all the basic things that an interviewer will be expecting if you are if you are going through for an interview for any of the product based companies. I can guarantee this is the main stack that people will be asking in all the interviews.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Soumya, for your fantastic explanation and guidance.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable thoughts and insights. I'm sure would have gained knowledge about the importance of data privacy, how AI helps in data privacy, and also about what companies are expecting and how should we prepare accordingly. Thank you, ma'am. Now we have come to the end of the session. Now I invite Dr. C. Davamani, FIE, Honorary Secretary, IEI, SLC Salem, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you. I am audible, Pa?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you. Young and most dynamic keynote speaker, Engineer Soumya LR. Most respected our chairman, sir, Dr. Tangaraj. Respected respected committee members, fellow engineers and students, and Mr. Tiago. Good evening to all. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks in this great occasion. Engineers Talk, a weekly online lecture series, a special lecture under the aegis of CPDB in association with the Department of Information Technology, Sona College of Technology. This is the 42 webinar series. The topic is ensuring data privacy with AI, an innovative approach to PII detection and anonymization. On behalf of IEI Salem Local Center, I would like to express my deep-felt thanks to our young and dynamic keynote speaker, Engineer Soumya, lead engineer in Sahaj AI Chennai, on the topic ensuring data privacy with AI. It's great to see in this young age addressing to engineers forum. The great congratulations and I wish you all the best. Also, your presentation was excellent and so simple, Pa. Many thanks for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion with your warm presence. Thank you, Da. My sincere thanks to our beloved chairman, Sir Dr. K. Tangaraj, for untiring effort and support to organize all the IEA activities. I extend my sincere thanks to our engineers talk team members, Dr. R. Satish Kumar, Sir, Dr. A. Kumaravel, Sir, Engineer N. Armugam, Sir, Engineer K. S. Selvam, Sir, spending their time and render needed support always. I record my sincere thanks to Mr. Tiago for his support and organized all the webinars successfully. I also wish to express my gratitude to all the engineers, fellow members, professors and students for their kind cooperation to make this event fruitful. Once again, I thank you all for make this webinar success. Thank you, Soumya. Special thanks to Soumya and Sankari also, MOC team Sankari also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sankari. Soumya, Cecil, thanks. As usual, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Ma'am.
Yeah, thanks a lot because it's a short notice, but you accepted and you delivered a wonderful thing. Thank you, ma. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Thank you.